And welcome back to Dad. Did we just completely crack America?
Break America.
Crack America, break America. Guess what? Either way, it's broken.
Yeah, I guess. I'm Skylar, your resident Gen Z doom scroller.
Is doom scrolling a lot of fun lately?
For other reasons that we don't talk about on this podcast. Yeah. I did a live doom scroll for my show. I joined this live group chat on Threads.
Wow, that was totally not where I thought we were going, bro. So anyway, doom scroller, there was this rally up in Maine.
Yeah.
Can't remember its name. I'm sorry, I forgot.
His name's Graham. I don't know how you say his last name. I don't know if it's I don't know. It's not planter.
As in what you put the plant in? I don't understand. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, it's not planter, but that's what I call him. And when I Google up Graham Planter, it comes up. So
Okay.
I just don't concern myself with being correct about lunatics. He doesn't deserve me to know what his real last name is
So why is he a lunatic?
because he has a Nazi tattoo.
Okay, beyond that fact.
He has a Nazi tattoo.
Beyond that fact, I want to understand.
People that put permanent ink on their body,
Of the Nazi Party?
that should be disqualifying.
Disqualifying from what?
To represent people in a polite society.
Define polite society.
The thing that we all pretend to live in.
Well, I think that's part of the problem.
The fact that people are sitting down having a conversation and saying, he's not really anti-Semitic, he didn't know. Excuse me.
Well, that's...
And it's not like he had a swastika. It was a very niche symbol. I didn't know about it till it came out that he had this symbol tattooed on him. But don't worry, he got it covered up and it's all okay. It really didn't exist. It never happened. It's a figment of my imagination.
It's possible.
Everything's a figment of my imagination at this point.
I mean, it's entirely possible that it is.
No, it's not.
But, okay.
His
I think
views are insane.
Yes, but there's a bigger problem brewing here, right here in River City. And the biggest problem is that, okay, so we elected a Democratic Socialist as mayor of New York City.
They, not us.
Well, we as in
No, we did not.
Not that we voted for him, but I'm saying as a collective we, New Yorkers. My key concern here, or the most concerning thing is that the Democratic Party seems to really be moving so much further towards the socialist side.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking that there is momentum out of the Mamdani victory and that is going to carry them to more victories. And whether that's true or not true, it may become a self-fulfilling prophecy because they are pushing this democratic socialist rhetoric as much as they possibly can.
Well, can I interject first off? I think that Mamdani is where you really saw it exposed on a national stage, if you will. But this democratic socialist thing has been going on far longer. Until the spring of 2024, I didn't realize that there was a Democratic Socialists of America club on my campus. I didn't know that people identified themselves as socialists proudly. I didn't know that was a thing.
Okay.
But it's very smart because they call them democratic socialists. There's nothing democratic about them. They're socialists, but it sounds great. They're Democrats and they think we should all share and this, that, and the other thing. Great. It sounds wonderful. You're a bigot if you can't get behind it. I'm crazy.
Well, that may be true.
Not in this case.
Share what, though?
Redistribute the wealth and all the things.
Now, let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
We could talk about whatever you want. It's your world.
Really?
I'm just living in it.
Wow, that sounds so familiar. I wonder who said that before you. Oh, me. Does anybody in society think? Now, there have been major experiments on socialism.
Yeah, they fail everywhere.
Okay, right. So how does anybody think that redistributing people's wealth makes any logical sense? It's not yours to begin with.
That's the whole idea, though, no? Everything's ours. We are a collective.
But it's not, though.
No, we live in a capitalist society. We're
We
not a collective.
we teach everybody, or at least what, from my generation. We go to school, we learn something, hopefully. We try to anyway. And we try to get out into the world, into a job or a career, right? A career. And we try to move up. And either we move up in the company that we go work for, we change companies, we move on to another place, whatever the story is. And most people went to school to become a professional. And, doctors go to medical school, lawyers go to law school, accountants go to accounting school. People go for their MBAs, you're going for an MPA, right? So you go to school, you learn something, you get a degree, you go out there and you use the degree to make money. We all, unless you're really wealthy, okay, we all trade time for money. The one thing that we all have that's the same every day, no matter what your skill set is, no matter what your intelligence level is, no matter what degrees you have, what school you went to, we all have the same amount of hours in a day.
24.
Thank you for calling him out when you know him.
You're welcome.
So the richest people on the planet are making money when they're sleeping. They're making money all the time
Hmm.
by either appreciation, by valuation.
I don't even think you need to go that deep into it though, because
No, but I'm
taking
saying
that.
those people, but we all go out there into the world, and there's been this big talk right here in New York, and there's been not just in New York, it's been like kind of not global. I don't want to say global,
But like around in other places too.
but in other cities and in other states, about billionaires. But the sheer fact of the matter is
It's
there were
something that is taught in school.
there were billionaires when my grandfather's grandfather was a kid.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's nothing new. There are always going to be people that have more than other people.
They're not saying it's new though. They're saying it's a systematic issue with society that we should change by tearing down the system and trying something completely different.
But that
But that is what they're saying.
right, but that experiment has never worked.
No, I agree with you. It hasn't. If you
Look at what
read a
happened
book-
in Russia.
No, if you read a book, socialism has never worked anywhere it's been
So
tried.
how is that? And that's communism, really, but it was socialistic economics, right?
Yeah.
And then look what happened. First of all, we are not altruistic.
No.
We meaning human beings. Now, you could have an altruistic tendency. You could be into charity or feel charitable, and you could give of your time and of your money and of your things, but live it, breathe it, know it. Social media back it. We're a me society.
Yeah.
It's all about me.
Well, it's also like human nature.
What was that? Say it again.
It's human nature.
Say it louder.
It's human nature. We come from animals who had to choose themselves to survive. I have to and want to live a nice life and provide a nice life for my future family, and I'd like to have nice things. And therefore, I went to school and I'm going to school to put myself in a better situation to do that. But I also acknowledge that, like, yeah, there are things I'd like to leave the world a better place.
But that's not your primary goal.
One of them, but I'd like to have enough.
No. I'll say it again, but it's not your primary goal.
No, but I'd also like to have enough, let's be honest, I'd like to have enough money to be able to spend it on the causes that I care about and also not have to worry about my life.
Right. So if it's a choice between the causes you care about and worrying about your life, it'll be your life.
Unfortunately, what am I going to do? Live on the street?
Well, maybe.
That's not helping anybody.
Correct.
No, but I think honestly, homelessness.
We're talking about homelessness as a symptom
No, but
of society.
But Mom Donnie's plans to deal with homelessness in New York City
Okay.
are baffling.
No. What's baffling, and I don't mean to cut you off and I don't mean to go off on another tangent, but it's really important here. The Democrats and now Democratic Socialists care more about immigrants than they do about homeless people. people who are already here, whether they're American citizens or not, we don't know, but
They're here.
they're here. They've been living here for some time, and they're living on the street in whatever city you're in. There's a homeless problem in every city. It's crazy to me that we're in 2026 and we still have a homeless problem.
Well, you're in New York City. We have a higher GDP than most countries. If somebody
It's
should be able to figure it out, it's us.
it's very easy to figure out.
Right. They don't want to.
Exactly.
But, right after the big snowstorms in the city and in the New York area in January, right? And there were more than 13, but there were at least 13 homeless people during those bad storms died of hypothermia
Which is basically freezing to death.
in New York City.
Okay.
I found that appalling
Why is that appalling?
because this whole socialist agenda that this moron ran on. Actually, no, he's not a moron. Everybody that voted for him is a moron. That these morons voted for is, a more humane
Listen,
approach to everything. No,
I'm
no, no.
not saying.
No, let me finish.
Go
A
ahead.
more humane approach to everything. This, that, and the other thing. That's humane. You want to know why those people died on the street? Because they ended the policy where you have to force them off the street in extreme temperatures. Because if they could answer X amount of questions correctly and coherently, that means that they have the right to stay on the street and freeze to death. That's humane.
Well, again, that doesn't make much rational sense.
But that's what they put it in such a nice bow, and now you're stuck with people dying on the street and freezing to death. And I'm crazy if I say I don't think that's humane.
It's not. It's not. But I think we're going off on a little tangent here. We're not really talking about homelessness.
No, I'm just saying it's like
even though it's a big problem, I'm
it's
saying
a
that.
symptom of this idea of how to deal with things
But I'm
and this
saying that
lie.
your whole entire society, and I think I've said this in prior pods, your whole entire society is based on capitalism, is based on I go to school, I get a degree, I go out and I get a job, or I do a startup like at Harvard, bro, like Facebook, and I become a billionaire.
Or lover boy, but yeah.
So the whole idea is to have a society where anybody coming from nothing could be successful, whatever that success means to them, but be financially successful. And most billionaires as a subclass, right? Which again is really based on years and years of stock market increases and years of private equity and venture capital and technology booming and all sorts of different things, right?
Mhm.
But that's no different than the Industrial Revolution. That's no different than the railroads. That's no different than the steel industry back in the day. Carnegie and Mellon. That's no different than Standard Oil, Rockefeller, Getty Oil. There's nothing different in those rises to economic freedom and wealth than the internet craze and search engines. Okay, Google, Yahoo, eBay. Should I keep going?
No, it's okay. We live in a capitalist society. Is it perfect all the time? No, but it's worked out pretty well thus far. And there's always, like you said, there's always going to be somebody that's better off than you and somebody that's worse off than you. And that is not a reason to say, woe is me, because so and so is doing so well. And that means that we should break the whole system because I deserve that.
In any event, it's a fundamental disconnect that any of us have the right to anybody else's money, or I don't have to do anything and society is going to give me something. I think that it's crazy that they had this rally in Maine for the guy with the swastika.
It's not a swastika.
What is it?
It's some niche symbol that I didn't know about.
But it's Nazi.
Yeah, but it's like it's like the Nazi police that used to round the people up. It's like the police guards.
The SS. The SS.
SS guards. It's one of their symbols. It's a really niche symbol. To say it was a mistake.
And Bernie Sanders is Jewish, is he not?
Yeah, he doesn't care. He made a mistake.
He made a mistake?
I don't know.
A mistake is I went the wrong way in my directions. A mistake is I went left and I should have gone right.
Yeah,
Oops. A mistake is not I went for a tattoo and I picked the Nazi one.
yeah, I fell
So
asleep
let
and
me
I
ask
woke
you a
up
question.
this way.
What would happen? How many votes would this guy get if he had a Ku Klux Klan tattoo?
None.
0, right?
Well, it's like the insane Democrats in the party have finally woken up to call out that woman who says that her first order of business is going to be putting Zionists in camps in Texas. They've finally woken up and said, that's crazy.
So everything else is okay, but what she said is batshit crazy.
She did take it a little too far
But why?
because she was very
Who
explicit.
are you to say it's too far? Look at the world you live
Yeah,
in.
I guess I don't know. I don't
People
know.
are protesting a place that doesn't exist.
For a place, yeah, that doesn't exist.
Okay? People are trying to kill a man every 2 months or every other week just
He does
because he's
exist.
president.
Yeah, just because he exists.
Now, which goes back to what we've said before. I wasn't fond of Obama. I certainly wasn't fond of Joe Biden. And Joe Biden to me was a bumbling fool who may or may not even know his name.
In the end, I was really concerned about him.
Right. So, but I didn't go around trying to kill him. Right.
Or promoting that idea in the slightest.
Well,
Because that's
and that's what it comes down to. And that's where the socialism comes in. There is no respect for basic human society. The rise of democratic socialism as a mainstream political thought is scary. You brought up something that was very, very interesting to me and it stuck in my brain. And if something that you said stuck in my brain, I mean, that means it's got to be good,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm uber intelligent, right?
Right.
Right. I mean, I'm a legend in my own mind. So,
Welcome.
thank you. So, I'm saying that when you said they say things in such a way that it's almost like you feel stupid not agreeing with it or not going, oh, yeah, that makes sense. What was the example you used?
The
The
free
buses.
buses.
The free buses. Go back.
That sounds great. How could you not agree with that? We're all going to get on the bus. It's going to be fast and free, and it's going to take everybody to where they want to go.
Right.
I'm a moron if I'm like, no, I want to pay for my fare.
Well, but that wouldn't be moronic.
No. But if you go back to my statement in my Newsday interview at the Andrew Cuomo party, somebody has to pay for that free bus.
Somewhere.
How dare I bring that up? But they say it in such a nice way. They wrap it up in a beautiful bow. We're in Candy Spelling's wrapping room. It's beautiful.
But the problem is the free buses, it's impossible to be free.
Right, but it sounds great. Our PR team is
No.
impeccable.
What's the scary thing is they're playing the same game, but they're pitching an audience who's not even paying attention. Because if you were paying attention, right, you would say, how is it possible that everybody's going to ride the bus for free?
I tried.
Well, you're one person.
No, but I was paying attention. I'm a good example. I tried.
Right. And nobody cared.
I said, excuse me. Does anybody have any follow-up questions except for me? Mom Donnie's homeless policy. It's gonna be fully executed in 30 years. What do we do with the homeless people on the street now, Mr. Mayor? But he didn't tell you that when he said we're going to have social workers come and they're going to take care of it and it's going to be so nice and gentle. They're freezing to death and dying. Is that nice and gentle?
Well, maybe in a sort of way.
No, it's not.
I mean, if you look at life differently, I don't know.
There's no world in which that is a humane approach.
The interesting thing, though, is all of these Democrats
Yeah.
who are jumping on the Democratic Socialist bandwagon
Yeah.
are all part and parcel of the same hypocrisy.
Meaning what?
Well, I don't know. The average or the salary of most congressmen and senators is what? 170,000 a year.
Something like that.
Now, they all obviously raise lots of money to get elected. I get that part. And they get to make some money along the way, and their staff gets paid for all sorts of different things. But, and they get office space that they don't pay for, obviously in DC.
Yeah.
But here's the question: how do they all get such high net worths and seem to make money investing when, if you or I or somebody else were to utilize the information that we heard as a lawmaker and invest on our own, we would go to jail
Yeah.
because that's inside information.
No crap.
So,
Rules for thee.
yeah.
Not for me. Must
And,
be nice.
and that's the scary part of it. The scary part of it is it's just the same thing dressed up in a different suit. I go back to, the Carvel concept.
Carvel? That's not. I know Carvel.
Well, I don't know if it's been around for the, major part of your generation, but
Carvel?
well, yeah, Cookie Puss and Fudgy the Whale, the same thing,
Yeah, just
upside down.
yeah.
It's the same thing, same ice cream cake.
Yeah.
I bet nobody knew that.
Well, people don't really like sit there and examine it. No.
I examine these things. I know a lot about absolute ridiculousness. But
Thank God you just you admitted.
now everybody knows.
I wonder where I get it from.
But I'm saying to you that this is the problem. This is the major problem. If I put a, big bow on something,
It's gorgeous. I'm sure if Mamdani got up there when he was campaigning and said, we're going to let the homeless die on the street in below 0 temperatures, it wouldn't have been that galvanizing.
you seem to be very, very hepped up on this.
Because I don't understand.
You don't understand what?
It is the most glaring example of somebody saying we're going to treat these people with so much more humanity than prior administrations. We're going to stop all the disgusting policies of Mayor Eric Adams. Really? Because last time I checked, Mayor Eric Adams wasn't allowing people to freeze to death on the street.
Yeah, I get it.
Maybe he was onto something. Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
That's
it. We're done. The end of the show. I mean, that's it. You said call me crazy. I called you crazy. We're over. It's over.
I just think, am I nuts?
That is true. Like sometimes you do look out there in the world and go, am I the only one who's crazy?
Or am I the only one that's seeing this?
No, I think a lot of people do. This weekend, I did see a turn of events. There were some volunteers out on city streets over the weekend that were, trying to talk to people about there's a congressional race going on.
You liked it, though. You liked it.
No, I did like it because they tried to stop a bunch of people and their whole pitch was off. I'm sorry. It's like, are you a registered Democrat? Now, chances are you're in the largest Democratic city on the planet, right? Or one of them. But chances are you're going to come across somebody who's not.
But they don't think that.
Maybe start out with a different statement. But I want to go back to the dangerous weaponization of socialism. I think it's very dangerous because I think that people believe things that are completely untrue, number one. Number two, or as my father used to say, for the same token, may he rest in pieces, I think that people believe a lot of things that are untrue. And the more the Democratic Party moves towards this direction, now, of course, those Democrats would say, well, the Republicans did the same thing with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Republicans got really, really conservative, and Donald Trump talks about things that don't exist all the time. But I
There's a difference there, though. Most of us just let him talk because it makes him happy.
No, but conservatism is not socialism.
No, it's not the same thing. There's not an equivalent.
Right. It's not my right to look at anybody else's, life, assets, income, or anything and think that I'm entitled to that at all.
No, obviously not. That's not. It's
Again, that's like another batshit crazy idea.
One would say it's a crime.
Well, it's conversion. It is a crime.
Some would say.
Some would say.
Some would say it's just helping yourself.
No, but
I'm
it's
just
such a ridiculous idea. The idea that, why do we, what is it, AOC's big thing? Why do we need billionaires? They shouldn't exist. So what? Somebody's supposed to go out, be successful, and stop building their business when it gets to what?
it's just stupid. It's just really
100 million?
I just like it. It's so dumb.
The world is a different place, but I think it's getting so much different that believing that it's okay for anybody who wants to represent other people to identify, because one has a symbol of the SS on their body, they're identifying. And again, I'm not trying to bring this back to being Jewish,
No,
but the Nazis were, okay, not something that should be celebrated.
no. You don't have to like Jews, know a Jew.
There's nothing to do with being
No,
Jewish.
but I'm saying, like, just to prove your point, you don't need to like a
The
Jew, know a
Nazis killed,
Jew.
by the way, newsflash for the whole entire universe. The Nazis killed other people besides Jews. They were very focused on Juden, but
They took a lot of other people with them.
and they did experiments on a lot of other, different kinds of socioeconomic, groups.
The tattoo on his chest has been covered, no longer reflected image widely recognized as a Nazi symbol. The first-time political candidate said he got the skull and crossbones tattoo in his 20s when he was in the Marine Corps. It happened during a night of drinking while he was on leave in Croatia, he said, adding he was unaware until recently that the image has been associated with Nazi police.
Right.
His campaign said he would have it removed, but he said he chose to cover it up with another tattoo due to the limited options where he lives in rural Maine.
Yeah, okay. Limited options?
He said going to a tattoo removal place is going to take a while. He said, I wanted the thing off my body. The initial tattoo image resembled a specific symbol of Hitler's paramilitary SS, which was responsible for the systematic murder of millions of Jews and others in Europe during World War II. He didn't offer details about the new tattoo, but offered to send the AP a photo later Wednesday.
Somewhat ridiculous.
Questions about the tattoo came up after the discovery of now deleted statements that he made online, including dismissing military sexual assaults. He was in the military. Questioning Black patrons' gratuity habits.
Black patrons' gratuity habits?
Yeah. And criticizing police officers and rural Americans. He's apologized for those comments, saying they were made after he left the Army in 2012 when he was struggling with PTSD and depression.
And who here believes that?
He says if he doesn't look at his past statements as a liability, he's told the API, look at this as a life I have lived, a journey that has been difficult, that has been full of struggle, that has also gotten me to where I am today, and I'm very proud of who I am. I'm sure you are with your Nazi tattoo and all. I don't know. If I had something like that on my chest, I'd enter witness protection.
It's protection.
This is embarrassing.
Well, it's embarrassing and it just sounds stupid. It sounds made up.
Like,
I didn't know,
I had to go through a screening to get into higher levels of the military. They look at my tattoos.
By the way,
no one said
it
anything.
seems like it doesn't matter what anybody says or does. They could still get to elected office. I mean, with all due respect, Donald Trump did change that.
Yes, and then look at like Jay Jones.
I'm saying, yeah, like
No one cared that he
it's kind of crazy.
wished the death of a past political opponent's children and wanted to watch them die in their mother's arms. He was still elected.
I'm saying that isn't it absolutely ridiculously crazy that nobody thought that is a problem?
Yeah, I'm the only one that thinks that there may be a moral line here where we say, you know what?
No, and that's the
The
problem.
guy with the Nazi symbol on his chest
And that's what I'm saying.
may not be fit to lead.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You hit the nail right on the head. I have a significant problem with this.
This is why I can't engage sometimes anymore too much with like the political talk. It makes me feel like I am living on an island by myself and I'm the only one seeing these things. And it will drive you insane.
It is kind of crazy. But I think that if they could get elected, why couldn't I get elected?
I could get elected right now,
Why don't you?
sitting here in my jammies.
Why don't you?
I don't apparently, it's really easy. You could do whatever the hell you want. You could say whatever. I'm just gonna say whatever the hell I think.
And maybe that's the secret. Maybe you just say whatever comes to mind.
I'm gonna get the most hateful things tattooed on my body permanently.
Right. And maybe nobody cares. What do you think?
It's like inviting the KKK to speak at a rally and saying, "Oops, I didn't know who they were."
Just a bunch of guys with sheets and triangle hats come out?
Right, it's Halloween? Sorry, I thought they were ghosts.
But that's what scares me. Could
No,
you
you
ima
didn't.
could you imagine what would happen to you if you supported the Ku Klux Klan?
I'd be
Stoned.
stoned
You'd be
in Times
stoned.
Square.
Yeah, you'd be stoned.
Yeah, live audience.
But it's okay to do what these people have done. How is that even and we sit, the world sits and criticizes, sometimes during the day, like I'll go on the internet and
That's a bad idea.
yeah, it's a bad idea, right? But you gotta go through there to get somewhere,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of like I have to walk through this department of the store to go to someplace else. I don't even understand, and the perfume department has always annoyed me for that reason.
Yeah,
How is it possible you're gonna smell the scent that you're trying to buy
you're not.
when there are 40,000 other scents around it? Could you explain that to me?
No, I can't because it wasn't my idea and I can't.
Whose marketing idea was it to put as many scents as possible all together with a bunch of overzealous people behind the counter going, "Would you like to smell Ode to Dog today?"
No, I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
In any
very
event,
weird.
so
The
so
world sucks. America sucks. Everything sucks. The good places sucks.
well, the great place does suck.
Everything sucks. It's great.
Well, sucks and great are the same thing. Did you listen to Jerry Seinfeld?
Hey, come move here. It's wonderful. We're all so happy.
So
The
Scott,
American dream.
do you think did we break America?
Y- I didn't, but yes, it's broken. I may have accidentally sat on it, but and it was already in tower. It's not my fault. Thank you for listening.
Let us know what you would like to hear on the wonderful pod,
Or don't.
or don't.
Leave a review, a heart, share with your friends.
Or just keep listening.